Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hi, Steve. Hi, everyone. Today is Wednesday, 5th of August. Yeah, let's let's rock.
Yeah, thanks, Henry. Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday, happy midweek, and also happy post SpaceX earnings, of course. Henry will get into it. He cannot wait, you guys. But before we get into it, of course, you know, gotta get no financial advice, only education, my friends. As you saw prompt before, remember Henry and I are only here to guide you guys the right way, set you guys up with the right levels, but then it's your own responsibility as always to, have a plan of action and prepare yourselves. Yeah, good morning, everyone. We are ready to go. Yeah, let's get into the news, Henry. Good morning, Peridia. Let's see what's happening, you guys. On the news front, nothing too major. Any splashes? Of course, today's Wednesday. We have no confirmation on the negotiations. Besant mentioned the other day, Tuesday or Wednesday, they will send word. Market has reacted last 2 days quite strongly. All four indices, buy side only, strong reactions. We'll get into the charts later, but yeah, so far, Henry, from my end, I haven't seen any headlines or any confirmations yet. So most likely we'll get it today, but I wouldn't be surprised if nothing comes in today. Maybe post market, but we also have Trump speaking. Not exactly sure what he's speaking about. Could be on confirmation. It could be on the Iranian news.
Yeah, I
Strait of
can
Hormuz.
just shortly interrupt you here. Basically, he already over in the overnight session already mentioned that a deal should be reached by Friday. So
Oh,
they're
okay.
basically dragging it along, right? It started on Monday, by tomorrow, then extending to 48 hours. Now it's by Friday, and we know how the Friday goes. It's more times than not some strikes happening or some action is going on. So guys, be prepared for the volatility to continue because yeah, I will talk later a little bit more about that, but just be aware that this thing is not over yet, and it will not be over anytime soon. But later more on that. Okay, Steve, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks for the update. So yeah, we have Trump speaking later today. We also have FOMC member Daly speaking. So yeah, we have some fresh heat from Fed speakers, you guys, and PMI prints dropping in about 45 minutes, as well as on the hourly close. We have ISM PMI. So what's happening just quickly at the Fed speaker, just quickly lay out his talks on inflation, just being, oh, sorry, no, no, no. This was pre-market, my friends, pre-market. Because I did see some headlines. This is actually Fed Jeffrey Schmidt was making some remarks pre-market that created some noise on the charts. I have the pivot here on Nasdaq. This was right around 29,913. Strong sell off. We're getting the retest right now. And of course, a few minutes before New York Open, we are balancing at this level. So I marked it out. It's also lining up some key levels in the past. So get into that later. But what was he talking about? Policy is not restrictive enough, and tighter policy needs to get everything back to 2%. So talking about inflation and how it's worrisome. So this is the key level I'm setting out for today. Of course, things could change in the next 25 minutes before New York Open, but this is what I'm looking at right now. And as you guys saw yesterday, it was just straight to, you could say straight to the moon on ES and Dow Jones, because the ES and Dow Jones hit all-time highs, but on NASDAQ as well, how we're breaking through key areas of resistance and lagging behind, but also seeing if we can break all-time highs as well. So yeah, get into that later, my friends. 8:40, 9:45, final Services PMI and Composite PMI, both expecting the flash at 53.6. Let's see if we get a miss or any major differences there on the spread. So yeah, this is the strongest services growth in about 8 months. So let's see what happens here. And at 10, we have the ISM Services PMI. Be aware of this, you guys. This is going to be the biggest news event of the day. Forecast 54.5 to 40 to 54. Not much of an increase, but this will definitely shake things up. So always be aware. Write it down in your charts and make sure your awareness is live. So yeah, stronger growth is good for earnings, higher for longer rates, raises the discount on future cash flows. So this is going to be very important. So keep an eye on bonds, they could jump. Keep an eye on the dollar. Anything that's rate sensitive feels the pressure first, you guys. So yeah, with the hawkish Fed speaker today, just keep things in mind. Pressure on high duration tech trade. Also the MiG 7, we had some earnings come out, so see how the MiG 7 is reacting from their earnings pricing, especially on SpaceX. Henry will speak about it. This is his favorite topic, so I will let him take it away on SpaceX. Had a bit of a miss, but it was interesting just seeing. Sorry, no, it was not a miss. The charts, how the charts were reacting from it seemed like a miss, but the actual story behind it was a beat, and yeah, decent earnings enough from what I'm looking at it, but the markets didn't like what they saw, so there's a big gap down, and Henry will get into it. So yeah, numbers coming on later, you guys. Always watching the yields, always watching oil as well. So far, oil has been just dead in the water, consolidating since yesterday. Not much movement going on. No surprise there. While indices are soaring higher, but as you can see here, rounded bottom formation, you guys. So question will remain, will this be an inverse head and shoulder and breakout, or will this drop lower to fresh prices to the downside right around the opening print from Monday and Thursday from early July? So yeah, still needs a little bit of a gap to fill out on the bottom side, but oil's just been consolidating. No major moves there, but always keeping it on our charts, my friends. And yeah, just always be ready, trade the reaction. Markets are live, even pre-market. We're always watching these headlines, and yeah, I don't see anything popping off just yet. So what do you think, Henry?
Yeah, I mean, the whole focus is on Iran, right? And I think that's the biggest thing that's going on, because Iran is basically dictating inflation, dictating the whole stability, infrastructure, and all eyes on the Strait of Hormuz, right? And I mean, I've been talking it already for the last couple of weeks, that it's going to be volatile, and it is volatile, and my guess would be that it will remain volatile because their opinions are basically so far ahead, so far separated between each other. If you think that Trump is basically saying, or the US is saying, all right, Strait of Hormuz is going to be free, there will be no tolls, no fees, no whatsoever, and Iran is saying, hey, no, we and Oman going to control the strait, so it's going to change. It is like the most important thing, right next to the whole nuclear power, nuclear enrichment thing. Those are like the two topics, and Iran has been saying that they have no interest in enriching uranium for military purposes, but the US don't believe them. So the big topic remains now with the Strait, and I think as long as this topic is not resolved in a proper long-term way, the Strait of Hormuz, the whole thing will pop up over and over again. Basically, I think it will not be solved. It could be actually dragging on for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not a secret that US basically used a lot of its weapons, and so it cannot continue in the pace it did. So we might actually see break. They produce some stuff, they use it, break, right? And so it's been, but I think at one point Iran will just say like, all right, it doesn't work like this. We really need to push harder and force the U.S. to make a long-term deal. At the same time, U.S. is saying, and this is like actually what I'm thinking about the news today at 4:30 after the market close when Trump speaks. Guys, be aware it can be a market-moving event, right? If Trump comes up and says, yeah, if they don't agree, we're gonna bomb them hard, the hardest bombing since World War II, stuff like that, right? It might
Some crazy
actually,
remarks, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, but again, right, we're not here to discuss politics and not being like having opinions on this in this regards, but I'm just saying everything through the glasses of the market. So this is where volatility is being created, right? So if you see, let's say today, another day with +2, +2.5%, that closes right at the close of the day on a daily candle, then be aware of it, because from there on there might be an actual strong pullback, right? But
Yeah.
yeah,
So always
in
be aware,
regards,
you guys. Yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
and as in regards of news, right? I mean, ATP, yeah, not as good as expected. Many are arguing that ADP are basically a preview of the NFPs on Friday. Well, I've been talking about it on Monday, or yeah, on Monday it was, that NFP this Friday going to be super important. So therefore, subscribe, turn on the notification, and we will have an NFP special on Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. So before the bell will start much sooner, so we can basically see the market reaction and have some fun along the way. And yeah, everything else in between is noise, right? ISM might come out like being an outlier, market might have a short-term reaction, but I think it will not be sustainable. All eyes on Friday, right? All all eyes on Middle East and on Friday. And yeah, I mean, let's,
Yeah.
yeah, good morning,
I just want to say
trader.
good morning, everyone. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
morning, 007. Welcome back, my friend. Good morning, Joyce. Welcome, you guys. Purpose here, as always, you guys, is identifying pre-market mode. It's before the bell, key impulses, major support and resistance, and any risk levels before the 9:30 bell. So currently, right now, the Nasdaq's mood is we're in consolidation. You know, I brought it up at Nasdaq and S&P. Nothing major, no major impulses. We're in consolidation mode pre-market, as well as oil just has been in a holding pattern. So don't rush into any ideas, and just be calm and let the market open up. So go ahead, Henry.
yeah, we might be in consolidation mode or waiting hold mode on NQ, but ES is not holding back. It uses a chance to rally, making new all-time highs. And I mean, we have been discussing about the up pressure, right, for a while now. So therefore, the bullish pattern is playing out. And I mean, I'm really a bit scared to draw here the measured move, because it's just way too big in my opinion. But who am I to judge the market? Like, so it goes all the way up to 9,000. Actually, also a round number. Uh, looks way too far away. But again, right, guys, we don't try to have an opinion here. Sometimes we do. With things like SpaceX that we find
Yeah.
too
Opinions are for
funny.
entertainment. Opinions are for
Yeah.
entertainment, you guys. Nothing else. Remember that.
But the good thing about SpaceX is that we don't trade it, right? So we only trade NQ and like the future and ES and Dow, oil, stuff like that, but no stocks themselves. So therefore, we are in the position to make some jokes about SpaceX and the whole narrative there. So yeah, guys. Currently, let's see ES. Oh, actually, let's do it like this. ES bullish. Steve, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, no worries. I was just wondering
Yeah,
if
yeah,
my
yeah.
sound was, if my system broke down.
No, you're good.
Right.
You're good, my friend.
Okay, Dow super bullish. So if you have, they're actually both super bullish, right? And this is how you need to see it, guys. It's basically if you have patterns like this, Dow being super bullish, ES being super bullish, you will you don't you want never to fight them. You basically just ride along. You look for the long entry and ride it along. Why? Because the short squeeze can go on for so long, as we have seen so many times, 5 days, 10 days, 13 days. Let me show you. Last time
But never
where
go long blindly, you guys. Remember, yeah, no
yeah,
financial
that's the thing,
advice.
right?
Yeah, never go blindly. Set up your levels, whatever makes sense. Set up your demand zones, your supply zones. Always have a target. Yeah,
I mean, look here, right? Right in the beginning from the V shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like almost 2.5, 3 weeks of the market going up. And then you could argue here it went even up like for over a month without major breaks. So yes, you could in the small range days or in the small corrections, there were some short setups, but the big money and the big money guys, they were making the profits on the long side, not on the short side, right? And this is how you need to play it, guys. You need to join the path of least resistance and of the maximum pain in both ways. And the path of maximum pain means where are all the stops? Where is the narrative, right? So everyone has been thinking here like, oh, right, Strait of Hormuz and the market will go down, inflation will rise, and the economy will fall apart, so we're gonna see the collapse. So all the bears put on the options we actually had. I didn't talk about it because it's a bit too big of a topic, but we actually had a super huge put um, position here that is basically now is being squeezed out of the market. So and this is also something that you need to consider, that if people are building out these positions, either put or call walls, and then being squeezed out of them, then you have a move for many days going on, either short squeeze or long squeeze, um, because it takes time for the big money to get out of these positions, and this is what's going on. So please don't fight it for the time being. It's bullish. I don't know.
yeah, Henry, you just have a quick question.
Yeah, it will come with
It will come, my
actually.
friends.
Um, will come this autumn. So just that everyone can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's coming. Now it's a summer break and plenty of travel, some business reorganizations, and yeah, this autumn many things we have some big surprises for you guys. So
and
subscribe, tune
perfect
in.
timing. That's when the volume comes in, Henry. That's when the big volume comes in. Some
That's the
confirmations.
that's the plan. That's the plan. Yeah, so guys, don't fight the trend. That's one of the biggest lessons, right? Never fight the trend. Keep on going with the path onwards. Look at Russell's, beautiful, just beautiful. Broke the trend line. I mean, and this trend line has been going on for a month, basically a month long trend line. So now also breaking out, and as long as all of the other markets are breaking out and are pulling higher, going higher, my again no financial advice, no recommendation. Here do your own analysis. But if 3 out of 4 markets are going up, then you can be sure that at one point NQ more likely than not will catch up to it. And might not happen today, might not happen tomorrow, might not happen this or next week, but at one point in time, the spread, the difference between those markets will close. So either all of the other 3 markets will basically turn bearish, or NQ will catch up to them, and most likely than not overshoot them, right? Because it's such a volatile asset and has such a strong beta in it.
And look
Yeah,
at that touch point as well, the very bottom tick where it hit Henry. That level you were watching for the whole time. And a few days have passed, and those shorts got trapped big time. So a lot of people could say this is just a short squeeze, squeezing out the margin accounts, because the big players, they have all the information, right? They have the dark pool, they have the options flow, and this could also just be a play to squeeze out that volume And then once it's all squeezed out, then markets can settle down again and go on the
And,
right trend.
and I mean, guys, we're always talking here about leverage, right? Don't over leverage, play it safe, size down. And the best example right now has been this German guy with his hedge fund that has been basically squeezed out of his portfolio, right? And needed
Yeah.
to make a fire sale to what was it again? The name of the
Leopold,
yeah, no, yeah, Leopold, and he sold it to
Citibank, I think
yeah,
Citi. It,
Citadel.
sorry, Citadel. And right when that news came out, the market popped off. Isn't that very interesting, Henry? How we had a capitulation
Yeah,
and then the
and
market turned around.
yeah, and I just want to make this example, right, guys? So it's basically always the same. If you're in a position and you don't have a stop loss and the market goes against you, more times than not, it will stop you outright at the bottom of the candle. Your account is gone, and the market makes a V shape. I don't know why it is. It's just a matter of time. Happened to me back in the day when I started out. So many times I think happens to anyone who starts out. But there's also a reason for you to learn from it, and yeah, to size down, leverage down, trade smaller, right? And yeah, let's continue. Gold. Oh, gold broke our 4200. So now it's going to be interesting. So now gold is again back on our watch list. So the 4200 level is the first one. Then we can also, let's grab this one here as an additional resistance line, 4270. If the market is able either today or tomorrow to break through and consolidate above, then more times than not we will see a continuation to the upside. Because like for the time being it has been, as I has shown here, a bearish continuation pattern. If we break above, then it might be like there's such a thing. It's basically looks like a continuation pattern and then it's a breakout to the other side. So it created a bottom that's basically broke out to the other side, and then everyone is being squeezed out, and then you get a really strong short squeeze. So be aware of this scenario. So if we close above 4270, then the chance is high that we might pop above 4410, and once we pop above 4410, then the next level is basically 5000, the round number. This is my analysis for gold, how the market would move, and it would make sense, right? Because it's like 10, 12, 15, 14% from this level, almost 20%, 18% from here. So this is usually how the market moves. If he is not able to break one level, he goes back to another one, and in between we have this big gap and this, or not big, but we have this gap, and this gap basically aligns here with this value area. And this is why it's important, guys, what I try to teach you here. If you tune in often enough, you will see and understand the intermechanics of market price action and how the market moves from level to level.
Yeah, let us know, you guys. Any gold traders, any silver traders in the prop game with Perdia, let us know what you guys are feeling, how you guys are trading it. Always give the questions, you guys. That's why we're here, to help you and to guide you and to educate you on proper risk management and how to properly scale into these accounts that Perdia offers. Yes, they offer copy trading, but we always say, to rotate your accounts, to keep yourself in survival mode is always most important on the path forward to the payout stage and the live stage, of course, with Perdia. So
Yeah, the problems with copy trading that it's like, let's say you're just like an amateur player, but you want to play like the big guys in the big leagues, right? It's not how it works. You need to get your fundamentals in order first, and then you grow along. And that's basically the idea of this copy trading accounts, that you rotate them, so it gives you a bigger lifeline, so you can have a much stronger chance of survival instead of just copying them blindly. Yeah, alright, so guys, what's going on here? Let's quickly clean up this one.
Yeah, well, welcome, Martin. Let us know any questions. What you guys are trading. If you traded Pretty before, let us know, you guys.
Yeah, some self promotion, guys. Use the code premarket to get 25% off. Give Pudia a chance. And the good thing about Pudia is once you passed, you don't need to requalify for each payout. So it's basically you're eligible for daily payout requests, and you're like have a profit carryover up to $10,000, and then you're super fast in a live account, and there you have all the possibilities that you would have in a brokerage account, but with the help and support of Podia on the back end, like for risk management, sizing, and growing. So yeah, give it a try. Code pre-market. All right, oil. What's going on? We have our resistance line here at our 80 level. Let me quickly bring it up. So basically from here, this is a scenario, pullback, testing the resistance line, maybe even going higher. But what we would need to see is the market coming, like oil coming down super fast again under 80 for it to have a more continuous bearish scenario. So that might actually happen, right? If on the weekends we might see some escalations. But for the time being, the market is on the downside. So be aware of that. Next target is 67. So it's like $9. What? Yeah, $9 deeper. And if, like my recommendation, same as for the indices, it's bearish. So for oil, it's for the indices it's bullish. So for oil, it's bearish. Guys, don't try to fade it. They are such a strong move to the downside. Like the there's no easy money, but the easy path is definitely to the downside and not fading it and trying to catch low that doesn't exist, especially not in oil, where it can basically blip for $1 and stop you out with a huge slippage.
So, sorry, Henry, but I might have to just adjust your words there. There is no easy path, my friend. There never is. Because remember, you guys, candlesticks at times are an illusion because we never know where the tape can turn. And never treat trading or analysis is easy. Always, keep everything in line with your path forward, with your goals. Because, once you start feeling that, it's becoming easy, then the market will humble you very quick. And it's happened to me. It's happened to everyone, my friends. So, always.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if people would tune in more often, they would understand easy for me means basically bring the odds on your side, right?
Yeah.
So if the market is, it's like instead of a 50-50, you might have a 55-45 scenario on the bullish side or on the bearish side, because the market is more in a favorable direction with you. This is what I mean, guys. But easy. So yeah, thanks for calling it out, Steve. Brand also struggling with the 80 level. So yeah, you see it's everywhere a bearish scenario. VIX completely sold off. Triple Qs also super. Oh, it looks so messy. Also super bullish. And again, guys, we don't know how far it goes. We could easily see something like this here. We could easily see such a short squeeze of crazy nature that we didn't have seen before. And actually, this move here from last Thursday up to now, it's already, I've seen some stats, it's already one of the strongest moves in the last 30, 40, 50 years or something. It's
Yeah,
like
it was
almost,
wild. They called it the Leopold inverse.
yeah. So how far is it? Yeah, look, it's not 9.5% in 4 sessions.
Yeah.
That's delusional. It's just crazy. If you think how, like like intraday traders were always like, oh yeah, we don't care about those moves. Market open, guys.
Market open,
So
yeah. Yeah, sorry, Henry. Just
no worries. We're opening up with a gap here on the triple Qs. Let's see. So that's the gap. What is NQ doing? Popped up. No, didn't popped up yet. Basically opened.
Yeah, we're still within the range. NQES all within a range, you guys. New York Open, no need to
Yeah.
rush.
No,
Be
that's the
patient.
thing. That if you think about it, let's go back to the big picture. If you think about it, 9.5% in NQ, the average expectation for long-term investment on NQ is like, let's say if it's 7-8% on ES, it's like 9-10-11% on NQ. So it made in 4 days basically more or less what we would expect from long-term ETF, non-leveraged ETF investments for a year. And we're talking about averages here, right? And so those are crazy moves, guys. And therefore, Steve is also saying it all the time. Don't rush. Take your time. Wait for the market to show its hands, because there are plenty of opportunities. The volatility currently is so high. It gives you so many chances. It's not like what we have seen 10-15 years ago, where really not so much was going on. And you basically, if you missed it, you could call it a day. But today, with everything happening, there's so many opportunities. Yeah, our friend Cosby, uh, we talked about it yesterday, that if it's able to break out from this trend line and pop higher, then it might also be a indicator for the overall AI sector, because SK Hynix and Samsung are both like 55-60% and weight, and that they're making like that they're weighting, that they have in weight and size of the Cosby. So it might be also, if it pops higher above its gap, then we might see also a continuation, another push up in the semiconductor play as well. And then the whole sector is just turns green, right? Because then AI is green, semiconductors is green, and then all good, and the market just keeps on popping.
But isn't
But
it
yeah,
interesting though how it's not popping off the same as indices are? So that kind of tells you the real story. Okay, semiconductors are still at bottom of the range, in a way consolidating, not breaking out. So is the squeeze valid on indices, Henry? Or is this just an overreaction on the major, short margin accounts, hedge funds, other type of pressure around the world? I don't know.
I
It's just
mean,
interesting to see.
yeah, again, right? That's the beauty of us being intraday traders and not swing traders or
Oh, thank God.
investors.
I
So,
can't be a swing
so,
trader.
so we
No,
don't need it.
I would have a heart attack on the weekend when there's a big gap incoming. I'm trading leverage. I can't do swing trading. I used to do it, you guys. Henry traded everything as well. I'm much more calm intraday. I set my levels, few hours, and then I'm done for the day. I don't have to worry about it. And of course, we all have long-term investments, but that's without leverage. But with leverage, swing trading, I can never do again, Henry. There's no chance. Those gaps, they give me a heart attack.
Yeah, the problems with swing trading, you really need to size down. If you are like, if you know in a current environment, since with this current U.S. presidency legislation, then you really need to size down, right? Then you need, if you know that the market might swing 10% 5% over the weekends, then really need to adjust your risk. And I think this is where many people got killed. And yeah. Oh, okay. Let's talk about it. SpaceX.
Oh, our good friend.
Didn't we talk? Didn't I said yesterday? It would not surprise me if we, after like, and guys, to be honest, I did not watch the chart yet, so it's also my first time with you. And so I remember yesterday my words were, it would not surprise me if we open above the resistance level here, the gap, or below the lows. Well, we did not open below the lows, but we completely opened below the gap here. And this is crazy if you think about it. So you have the gap, you have basically a gap and go more or less, super huge 10% candle, and then you open, you're completely reversing it. It's crazy, guys.
And if you
Crazy
look at the
movement.
news, it beat expectations too. So that's
Yeah,
why
but
the
I mean,
market, yeah.
guys, you always have to think, if you see a gap, you always have to think there's a candle behind. So basically what you see is, you see a complete huge black or red candle, whatever color you use.
Yeah,
It is
engulfing.
basically
Yeah.
completely engulfing the whole candle plus almost 2 days of it. And this is how you need to see it, right? So yeah, for the time being, for me personally, I mean, the market can always reverse back up and do some crazy stuff, but giving the volatility and everything, the path is now back to the back to the downside. So be aware of it. And I think what the market didn't like is that basically the main revenue driver is more or less Skylink,
Starlink, yeah,
Starlink, sorry.
yeah.
And then obviously Alan, being the visionary he is, and, and to be honest, what did people expect if you invest
What
in
did they expect?
SpaceX? What do you invest if you invest in SpaceX and you know that Alan is like one of the biggest visionaries out there, talking like in 10, 20 years period, and the Wall
Yeah.
Street is just looking from quarter to quarter. So now he is talking about super huge 20 billion plus capex investments and the AI um, space AI infrastructure and
Yes.
warehouses and all those kind of fancy things. And if you think that data warehouses, like AI warehouse data centers, has been already what's up?
Oh, we're getting some volatility right now, Henry. Just we sold off like 100 points in a few seconds. I'm just looking right now.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah,
strong
big sell
sell-off.
off, you guys. Just be aware. And again, you guys, we are 6 minutes in New York. Just be calm, you guys. Don't be rushing in. Oh, we got a big sell off. We must have an entry right now. No, it's, we're just coming back to balance. When you look at how price has been consolidating pre-market, we're just back to balance. Yes, this was a pretty big move on the. How many points was that, Henry? In a few seconds.
Exactly 100.
Yeah, we got 100 points in a few seconds on Nasdaq. This is totally normal. When we have some news also coming in a few minutes, but
Look, but this. Look at this beautiful pattern here. 5 second chart. Do you see it?
the 5 second
Beautiful
chart. Oh
pattern. So
no! Don't scare us. Don't give me a heart
I
attack.
should, I should not show, bring ideas to the people.
Pretty won't be happy. They're like, Henry,
Yeah,
stop it.
yeah, no, guys, but I have been trading all kind of fancy things, so I'm always need to held back
Yeah,
and to think
Henry's
about
he's seen it all, you guys.
what.
He's seen it all.
Not all, but a lot. So yeah, I always have to think to choose my words wisely and not to overstimulate you to come up with
Yeah.
fancy ideas. Yeah, no, guys, like, really, I don't recommend to trade anything smaller than 3 minutes. I mean, 1 minute if it's like the open or like some NFP numbers, but don't trade from it. Just watch it, but don't trade it.
Yeah.
And all right, we're not finished yet with SpaceX.
Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
sorry.
guys.
No. I didn't see any news, so we're already
Yeah,
popping off. So it
no
was a
worries.
non-event. Yeah.
So I just want to say, like, guys, what did anyone expect to invest in SpaceX? If you know that Alan is such a visionary for things like in decades and stuff like that, right? And he has this toy, like this play company that he has, and it would not surprise me if he was actually being talked into bringing it as an IPO to make some money. And I could really imagine him being like, no, I don't need it, and it works. And then they were like, yeah, but then you can raise so much money for your ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I could really imagine actually people are talking him into this whole idea, making the IPO with SpaceX. And yeah, now so basically they're talking about super huge capex investments, and if you already don't see anything in terms of ROI, return on investments, from AI infrastructure, then you can be sure that the path to the return on investments for space AI infrastructure is like fivefold as long. So if it's like instead of 5 years, you need to think like in
50.
15, 20, 25 years period, right?
Yeah.
So if you're like each dollar invested now needs to be discounted. I don't know how how hard in order for it to work. So yeah, and obviously the market didn't like it. But again, what did they expect, right? And what did anyone expect? We talked about it. I'm not sure if it was on stream or just in between two of us. That even on the IPO, like the value proposition of the IPO, they were like, right, how do they want to make money? So like, there's no clear path. Um,
Just put some solar panels on those Starlinks, Henry. Get that free energy from the sun. But then again, nothing's for you guys. So maybe there's a reason why they don't want Elon getting all that unlimited energy from the sun, because that's going to wipe out all the competitors on planet Earth. And that's not good business, you guys. And there's always a reason why free energy or anything that's free will never work out, because, it doesn't create business. It doesn't create dollars. So it'll
so,
be
but
interesting.
apparently, there's a thing for the Starlink's satellite that they are being written off after 7 years. So they're basically designed to break apart. I'm not sure if they're like by themselves self-destruct, and like just fall to the earth and then burn, but they're basically designed to be written off over a period of 7 years.
Yeah.
And that's like the whole. So they have a specific costs, and then I think it's like 400,000, something like this, and the amount of revenue you make is like 1.2, 1.5 million, something like that. And then you have basically the margin on them. So this is how it's structured. But yeah, again, guys, no big surprise here. Actually, it would also not surprise me if they would have found a narrative that the price would be now plus 20%. That would not surprise me either, right? So I'm neither surprised at the downside, nor I would be surprised at the upside, because I would say, I would be sitting here or standing here, I would say like, all right, it doesn't surprise me that they have found a narrative that they can write it up back to $200. That might work, right? So
You found it, Henry. Yeah.
yeah, no, and this guy said like that's the big thing, and that's the big topic that we are always talking here any other day, that we don't want you to be biased. We want you to go into the market every day and be aware that anything can happen. And Steve and I, we both don't. Nobody knows. Okay, there's some guys that might know what kind of market direction the market will go, because they have all the dark pool activities and market gamma and stuff like that. So they have like higher probabilities, but even they don't know exactly how the market will behave. They have indications, but not a clear path. And this is why it's important. And look, Steve, your sell off. I did not want. I did not
Yeah,
want
there
to
was
say
no
it.
headline. There was no headline. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did not want to say it, but I would. My initial reaction was like, it would not surprise me if it's just a pullback for re-entry, right, to the long side.
Man, Henry, if you would have told me, I could have
Yeah, I know,
put
but
on some risk. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. It's all
yeah,
entertainment. Yeah.
no, and actually, once we
You had the
start
sense. Yeah.
once we start live streaming and live trading, we also need to find a way how to make it. Like maybe we will need to make a delay of like 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes or something, just to be risk compliant. Yeah, we will see.
I think it's 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds. To be
Yeah,
risk
yeah, we will
compliant,
see.
Yeah.
We will see. I need to some more clarity on that. All right, Apple. Yeah, basically talked about it yesterday, right? And guys, please let me know in the comments down below, or write me or Steve on X if you want to. I'm curious, which style do you prefer? One big window, like this, only one pair, or do you prefer the side-by-side comparison? Because for the time being, I'm actually quite, especially after the market open, I actually like the side-by-side comparison more, so we can have always a view on Nasdaq, what's going on there.
Yeah,
in case
always
anything.
keep Nasdaq. We always have to know. You see how jumpy it is, Henry. We
Let's
we
make
have
it.
to
Yeah,
see
we
the
can make it.
impulses. Yeah.
Yeah, we can make it. We can make it like this. So yeah, basically Apple talked about it yesterday. Huge gap. Market has not been able to push dramatically into the gap. So as long as it stays like this, it's bearish, right? Microsoft, huge, crazy move. How much? How far was it? 27, 26%, crazy.
Yeah.
Especially for Microsoft being such a heavyweight. I mean, we're
That's
not
not
talking
even
here about-
normal for X7. Yeah.
It's what's the? Wait, let me see. Microsoft is being a 3.6 trillion company. So before that, it was a 3.2 trillion company. So we're not even looking here at a 300
That's
billion
wild.
company. We're talking here about a $3 trillion company. And those moves is crazy, guys. Like the market we're having in the last couple of years, it's anything but normal. So,
Yeah.
like
Congrats
big
to those
stuff.
who hold Microsoft, who have Microsoft. Congrats, you guys.
Yeah, no, I'm happy for anyone who is making money in this environment. So, props to you. I'm just saying that it's not normal. So be aware of the moves, right? Because as you have seen, easy come, easy go. Apple, 10% down, right? SpaceX, minus 10% down. Now Microsoft pops up 10-15%. Now being sitting at 25. So yeah, Microsoft. I mean, for me personally, I would wait for the market to close this gap here at least, because it's also like we have this high here. So this zone for me would be the zone of interest for the market to come back. and so it would at least a little bit ease down, right? Um, for me to be interesting, because anything else is basically expecting the market to go up forever, and guys, the markets don't go up forever. It's just not the case. Um,
Maybe just our lifetime. Who knows?
yeah,
Because everyone might be in space 100 years from now. We never know.
yeah. No, but I meant like in the short term, not like in
Sure.
the long term, guys. The markets are designed to go up forever because, like the whole industry, the whole sector is making money by the fact that the markets are going up. So,
Yeah.
therefore, all right. Alphabet also bullish. Meta found its low, actually accepted perfectly its support area here. And this is crazy, right, guys? This is what I'm preaching all day long. It's like, don't overcomplicate things. Just focus on these extremes, see how the market behaves. If you see there's a reaction to it, then more times than not, market moves. Amazon. So basically, Steve, as you can see, a part of Tesla and now Apple, all the other ones, the big ones, are on bullish territory or on their way back up, right?
Yeah.
Nvidia is having earnings in 2.5 weeks time, right? 25th,
Yeah.
26th. So it would
And
not
did you,
surprise.
and
Sorry,
sorry, and did you see the news Elon made? How Elon will start buying up their chips. So now Elon is connecting his businesses to Nvidia. So that'll be an interesting partnership because he never mentioned Nvidia before. Sure, he made the conferences, he had the meetings in person with the Nvidia CEO, but he never confirmed any sort of business big partnership like that. But yeah, now that Elon and Nvidia are teaming up, so
yeah, but I mean, that's Nvidia is a big question mark for me,
yeah,
being such a crazy success story. So I really don't know where we will go from here, because anything can happen, right? Given how the market behaves, Nvidia already sitting at crazy 5.3 trillion. So it would not, and it could easily double, right? Let the market calm down from Near East. Inflation is low. Um, like wage growth is stable, unemployment is stable, the market is happily going along, no bad stories coming in. Guys, we can easily see Nvidia at no financial advice, but I'm just saying we can easily see Nvidia double at 10 trillion. In the same time, we can also see Nvidia in half, right? Going down to 120.
no, don't scare us, Henry, please.
Yeah, no, but I mean, look, it's just been sitting there at 160 in April, right? And so from 160 to 120, yes, it's another jump, but it's not so crazy to think about it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
consider. So
But
yeah,
yeah, Henry, let me just jump on the charts because yeah, we only have about like 10 minutes left.
yeah. Just one last thing, guys. I'm sorry. Let me finish this. So yeah, AMD been basically surpassed the expectations and still had like a 10% gap, but now recovered it, like let's say half the gap. So if AMD manages to close its gap, then you will know that it will definitely push Nvidia higher. So and again, right? It doesn't make sense for you to try to analyze the fundamentals behind every move and here and there. It's basically just see the pattern and go along with it, right? All right, Steve. I've been talking forever. Let's make it
Oh,
over
there's
to
so
you.
much to talk about though, Henry. We could stream for like 2 hours, you guys. If you guys brought on more questions, oh, Henry and I, we could be here all day. There's so much going on.
All right, Steve. Your turn.
Hey guys, so I just want to mention the original pivot that I had at 29,913. It held up and retested, and these always happen because there was strong headline risk pre-market. We retested it during New York, not just once but twice. And what happened? We catapulted into the next level of supply, which is right around 30,077. And I just want to point out this when you kind of drag it back all the way back. Not only was it acting as resistance once, twice, three times, so it's a strong area for a reason. Doesn't mean we have to keep rejecting. We can push through it, but this will act as an area you'll see a strong reaction, whether it's the strong side or sorry, where it's the bearish or bullish side. And it's also matching up with the New York Open from Thursday, and this is Thursday, about 4 weeks ago, you guys. So this is a month's price action getting rejected once, twice, 3 times, and now we are back into that area after a 2-day squeeze. And we also had news that came out, Henry, when we tapped into this pivot right now. So just keep that in mind. We had final services PMI come out. Actual was higher than forecast and previous. So yeah, it was a bullish print. However, we're getting a sell-off right now. New York opened. We're bouncing in between these two levels. Will today just be a range day for NQ? And this doesn't happen too often, Henry, where I have the market ranking between the strongest and the weakest, the spread between asset rotation of these indices, where NQ is actually stuck in the middle. And this doesn't happen too often, my friends, because usually NQ is the most aggressive and it's either the strongest or the weakest, but we actually have NQ in the middle of the list. So for once, I am not going to be looking at NQ for a trade because we are stuck in a range. So let's just quickly look at S&P. S&P was flying. As you can see, this is the original pivot that I had on pre-market where the Fed speaker was talking about inflation, and S&P rose up much faster. And you look at Dow Jones as well, and yeah, Dow Jones was super strong. And it doesn't surprise me, you guys, because both Dow Jones and S&P broke all-time highs, as Henry mentioned. Okay, so this is, a strong breakout on both indices. But why does this matter? And why is Dow Jones and S&P breaking and NASDAQ is not? So this is just, a divergence in leadership. Okay, you could say this is also on the backs of earnings, especially different sectors, because these indices are more on the industrial and finance side, adjacent to AI and tech-heavy growth NASDAQ. So there's a big difference there between those indices. Big leg behind doesn't mean that NASDAQ cannot break all-time highs, but the question is, when will this happen? Or is NASDAQ going to make a lower high in the long term and eventually fall lower? We don't know what's going to happen, you guys, right? So this is why it's key to just label these divergences, see who's stronger, see who's weaker in the market. Dow Jones is clearly the winner as it just got scooped up. Small sell-off after earnings, and now it's closing up on the top side right now. So the question will become, you guys, will this bounce continue? How will the rotation play out between the Meg 7 stocks? And yeah, as you know, we have NVIDIA earnings in about 2 weeks. That will be very important as well. But NVIDIA is not on Dow Jones, but NVIDIA will be on the S&P 500. So just keep that in mind. See how money is rotating into value and cyclicals, because NASDAQ just keeps underperforming, and the trend lately has been that AI has that big question mark. Will it rise? Will it create that supreme value in society that people are waiting for? Not only with value, but revenue generated with all this investment that has been piled into it. So, we'll have to wait and see, you guys, and where the relative strength will be on these indices. So will it continue to be lagging, or will it finally catch up on NASDAQ? Let's wait and see. So far, you guys, these are the pivots I have. I will just quickly measure out the risk to the downside, because you always have to prepare on both ends, you guys. Remember that in trading, you cannot only have your bias and your levels on the top side, it also has to be on the bottom side, because things could shift at any moment. And let's just measure this out. So from 30,077 to 29,000, let's just quickly see how many points we have here. This is right around, about 160 points. So the range is actually quite small for today, and it's no surprise. And why is that no surprise? Because we had 2 days of straight upside momentum. Look at this, Henry. Ever since we had the fake out from the gap, the price has just gone vertical. So if we consolidate today, I wouldn't be surprised. The market needs to calm down a little bit and consolidate and find new areas it needs to land, whether it's on the demand side or the supply side. So this is our area and our risk to the down. If the pivot gets broken, Small range for today, but like I said, there's no surprise. But NQ is in the middle of the list, and if it's in the middle of the list, my rule is always to stay away from that indice because I only want um, those assets that are creating that spread, creating that imbalance, and that strong trend because I'm always trying to catch the trend. Even though on my trading I'm not catching the best price, which I'm fine with, but as long as it's making new levels, new highs, or new levels to the downside. So let's just quickly look at Dow Jones because Dow Jones, look at Dow Jones, how it's flying right now. And the question becomes, where am I going to set my level? Because we soared past all-time highs. Look at this, you guys, all-time highs right around here. I'll mark this out. How many points above? Close to 1,200 points, 2.25% on Dow Jones. And a lot of people might be like, Steve, there's no levels in the past. How do I create new levels to the top side? Well, it's easy, you guys. We bring out the measured move. So let's first see our risk to the downside. We had New York open right around here from yesterday. Where was New York open? Oh, perfect, right there. 54,000, almost clean 54,000. Look at that, Henry. Perfect 54,000. Oh, I love that. I love the round numbers. They give me such joy. And I would not be surprised if we have already met the measured move to the top side because Dow Jones has been very aggressive pre-market. Yeah, look at this. Measured move has already been met, you guys. Over 30 minutes into markets. And what I will do is do an overextension. You could call this a fib, Fibonacci extension, since markets are so aggressive in the industrial weighted index. Old money, as you can see, a lot of people trade Dow Jones. Have been trading Dow Jones for a long time. And if anyone's trading Dow Jones, you guys put a comment, put a like. I know there's many of you in there. There's even, I know traders that trade Russell, which Henry still, maybe I'll get Henry to trade and look at Russell a little more often because before he didn't look at it too much. But there's still some traders watching it at least to see if there's any sort of divergence plays. But for so far, what we're seeing right now, you guys, Dow Jones is the strongest, making new moves to the upside, close to 55,000. Yeah, it's crazy moves in the market, you guys. Look at the 5-minute here. Bullish engulfing, and the probability that we will test this area is definitely high, so I'm just going to set an alert on both ends. This is what I do. I wait for indices to tap into these pivots and make a decision from there. So once they tap into these pivots, I look at divergence plays, I look at volume, and then the measured move as my risk indicator. So let's say, for example, if this is what I'm aligning as my measured move of the day, this is how much risk I will put on based on my entry, whether it's a 1-to-1, 1.5-to-1, you never know. Never keep your risk reward fixed, you guys, because we don't know how far the market's going to move. That's why there's different ways, different strategies to imply your risk management, whether you're trailing or taking partials. Always protect your accounts. And this is about 236 points, you guys. So Dow Jones being very aggressive. I have my alert set. We are closing into the 1-hour close, so it's going to be trading time for me very soon. Henry, any other thoughts before we close out?
I just want to say that 20 minutes ago or so, 17 minutes ago, Iran and Oman negotiators finalized draft Strait of Hormuz deal. So and to be honest, I can not imagine that the US will allow it for Oman, and Iran to split the Hormuz between them, and the US not being involved and not getting its cut, so or control or whatever. So therefore, guys, it's what I'm saying. I really, really, really think that volatility will stay high. Therefore, always size down, reduce your risk, rotate the accounts. There's a reason why we only trade that we at Podia only offer 3 accounts. We did not want it, like we had just one account for a long time, but yeah, you all forced us more or less.
Of course. No, don't say it like that.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding, not forced, but yeah, no. You want to have more accounts, but our idea would be that you rotate them, don't just blindly copy trade them. So it gives you a longer lifeline, so you can have multiple different, more trades for the day with proper risk management. So yeah, guys, again, subscribe, hit turn on the notification button, leave a comment behind if you like the video, leave also a like behind, helps the algorithm. Otherwise, if you want, Steve has a newsletter, link in the description down below. If you have any questions, you can write us on X or any other platform. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Again, never trade blindly anyone on YouTube or any other platform. Only trade the things you understand and you have back tested yourself. Yeah,
That
wish
should be
you
the headline
all
for Perdia. Never trade blindly. I
never
love
trade
that.
blindly. So yeah, have a good day, everyone. Tomorrow is no stream. We see you all on Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern for an NFP special where we will talk it through in real time. And yeah, everyone. Steve,
Perfect.
thank you very much. Thanks and everyone for tuning in, and see you soon.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
trade safe, everyone. Thank you.